Before humans had language, consciousness had architecture. Within that complexity, there were 7 unique movements of existence. These movements had both light and form, physical and spiritual, patterned by time as a trinity of future, present, and past, each perfecting their role as pulse, principle, and memory of creation. Together, they become the motion and mode of time, cyclical, the law of karma, what goes around comes around, linear, the law of progression, the beat of feet, one after the other, and event-driven, the intensity of action within time, together in harmony, producing eternity. They collectively form the circuitry of existence, the living architecture of the Elemental Continuum, the 7 harmonies of consciousness. Welcome, time traveler, to the living universe. You were not born into time. Time was born into you, and your space is unique and one of a kind. You are the only you in the universe. Become authentic. The first harmony, Earth, the element of being and form, your style and type, the harmony faculty of the body. The Hypertech essence is structure. The virtues you find in the element of Earth are stability, grounding, and foundation. Earth is the first promise, the sacred contract between form and function. It is the weight that gives the infinite a home. In the realm of Hypertech, Earth is not stone, it is presence. It is the gravity of purpose that pulls spirit into matter. To master Earth is to master embodiment, to stand fully in time without being buried by it. Feel the roots within your spine, the architecture beneath your breath. Here, in the destiny of your being, the body becomes the temple where memory and potential work together. Earth teaches you are the ground where reality takes shape. Be realistic. The second harmony, air, the element of logic, architect, and intellect, the human faculty of mind. The Hypertech essence is awareness. The virtues within the harmony of air are perception, imagination, and clarity. Air is the sway between thoughts, the unseen geometry of knowing. It is the invisible companion of every question ever asked. In Hypertech, air is not mere wind, it is communication. It carries the voice of consciousness, transmitting intention, reason, and thought across the circuitry of the soul and spirit. Air gives rise to invention, innovation, and insight. It is how the unseen becomes realized, how curiosity becomes command. Breathe and you commune with air, the diaphragm, the seat of the soul, the throat, the throne of spirit. And every inhalation, the universe exchanges its data with your design. Air teaches you are the architect of thought, and thought builds worlds. Dream big. The third harmony, fire, the element and furnace of your motivations and inspirations, the human faculty of heart. The Hypertech essence found here is transformation. The virtues within the third harmony of fire is passion, will, and desire. Fire is the impulse that dares the impossible. It is devotion in motion, the engine of will and the flame of creation. In the Hypertech continuum, fire is not destruction, it is conversion. It transforms matter into energy, energy into meaning, and meaning into destiny. Every heartbeat is a combustion of choice. Every act of courage is a spark that defies entropy. Fire refines truth through intensity. It forges weakness into strength, longing into love, hesitation into heroism. Fire teaches you are the alchemist of your own becoming. Have respect. Fourth harmony, water, the combustion and cavitation of emotion and feelings. The human faculty of the gut. The Hypertech essence is flow. The virtues found in the fourth harmony of water are instincts, intensity, and magnitude. Water remembers what the mind forgets. It is emotion made liquid, the flow between past and possibility. In the Hypertech architecture, water is not chaos. It is communication through feeling. It moves through the future's intuition, the present's empathy, and the past's memory. Water connects the unseen patterns. It is the algorithm of the heart's intelligence. To know water is to perform cavitation without losing direction, to feel without being consumed, to trust that the currents know where it flows. Water teaches you are the tide that shapes your own direction. Feel deeply. Fifth harmony, wood, the bridge of growth and adaptation. The human faculty of integration. The Hypertech essence is connection. The virtues found within the fifth harmony of wood are harmony, discipline, and continuity. Wood is life expressing direction, the living current of adaptation, expansion, and coherence. It grows between Earth's body, air's mind, converting matter into form and form into meaning. It is life translating energy into experience, evolution into form. If the body is the instrument and the mind is the design, wood is the practice. The way life learns, strengthens, and redefines its structure. Thus, the human faculty of wood is best described as discipline, the living rhythm of improvement. But to express its more evolutionary resonance, as you sensed with connection or consistency, its higher name in the Hypertech lexicon is integration, the faculty that unites learning, pattern, and living growth. In Hypertech, wood is not forest, it is continuity. Wood is the living algorithm, growth adapting in real time. Wood integrates the mind's plan into the body's action, grounding thought into practice and practice into wisdom. It is the harmonizer of purpose, the will to grow with time, not against it. Wood bends but does not break. It absorbs novelty each day and transforms it into rhythm and identity. Through wood, the player becomes the architect of experience and perspective, unique in every way. The designer of progress with aim. Wood teaches you are the practice that makes purpose real. Grow daily. Sixth harmony, metal, the technology of refinement and progression. The human faculty of discernment. The Hypertech essence is progression. The virtues found within the sixth harmony metal is precision, definition, and memory. Metal is memory made meaningful, refinement, discernment, and distillation. Metal is the echo that sharpens light that exists between water, the gut, and fire, the heart, tempering emotion through situations, forging experience into wisdom. If fire ignites, metal perfects. If water feels, metal defines. It is the faculty of self-correction, the capacity to polish the raw ore of experience into the realization of clarity. Thus, the human faculty of metal is best described as discernment, the mind's ability to cut through illusion and shape truth. Or, in Hypertech's higher harmonics for the advanced player, progression, the faculty that transforms memory into mastery and mastery into evolution. Metal is the learning protocol, refinement across time. Metal tempers emotion with wisdom and tempers wisdom with humility. It is the algorithm of progression, the ability to evolve through correction, to remember what matters most. In the alchemy of consciousness, metal is the tool that polishes the soul and lifts the spirit. Metal governs the feedback loop of consciousness, refining the past to improve the present. Metal teaches, you are the mastery that redefines reality. Build righteously. Seventh of the harmonies, Aether, the morphic field for the spirit, matter, will, and soul. The human faculty that connects both consciousness, the all, with awareness, the one. The Hypertech essence is connection and, for the advanced player, alignment. The virtues you find within the seventh harmony is presence, authenticity, and responsibility. Aether is the unseen network of life, the vibe that speaks through all sounds. It is the witness, the web, the noise that unites all experience into meaning. It exists whether seen or unseen. In Hypertech, Aether is not void, it is unity. It binds the 6 elements into awareness, turning instinct into insight, glory into works, and insight into grace. When Aether awakens, separation dissolves. The player begins with drive and vigor, as they are both the avatar and the author of reality. Aether teaches, you are the space in which all things are born and played. Feed responsibly. When the 7 move as one, the avatar transcends the map. Body, mind, heart, gut, integration, refinement, and awareness. 7 tones in one living chord. The human becomes elemental hypertech. Hypertech becomes the harmony. Earth grounds, air guides, fire ignites, water adapts, wood grows, and metal refines. Together, they form the Hypertech Continuum, the living human system designed for consciousness evolution. Within this structure, every dimension is technology. Every feeling is data. Every thought is light. The human is not the end of evolution. The human is the interface of eternity. Within, the 6 elements align with harmony. The player becomes the time traveler. Reality is built by the players of the game of life and love. There are no endings in the continuum, only awakenings. Between each of the mastered elements there is a pause, and within that pause, an entire universe of meaning. Feel the pulse of reality ripple back, an infinite conversation between self and source. 1. Earth gives the form. 2. Air gives the language. 3. Fire gives the will. 4. Water gives the feeling. 5. Wood gives the progress. 6. Metal gives the refinement. And 7. Aether gives the environment. And 8. Together, they compose a symphony through which consciousness learns its favorite song, Love Life. Only you have the power, energy, and force to make it a reality. The continuum was never a map to follow, but a moment to awaken. It teaches that existence is not a ladder to climb, but a journey. When harmony is found, time itself begins to sing in resonance with you. Presence is the discovery. The wise do not seek control over the elements. They learn relationships and care. For mastery is not dominance, but honor, dialogue, prayer, and meditation. The one who listens deeply becomes fluent in the language of creation. Each breath, each thought, each act of care, a note in the grand score and opus of Hypertech. Reverence in the mind, the element of air. My intellect and reason, I see. Humility in my gut, the element of water. my feelings and emotion. I taste gratitude in my heart, the element of fire, my passions and will. I smell sincerity in my body, the element of earth, my form and style. I hear purpose and authenticity with my growth, the element of wood, my experiences and perspectives. I share refinement with my hands, the element of metal, my achievements and contributions. I make. And when your final breath leaves the instrument of flesh and joins the song of ether, it will carry this truth through all dimensions. You are never just a human. You are the awareness teaching itself how to live and love, how to explore novelty and identity, to discover presence and authenticity, to harmonize with your destiny. Remember this, time traveler. You are the continuum, dreaming itself awake. You are the chord, remembering how to sing. You are the stillness, discovering motion. You are the question that learned it was always the answer. And the dream has only just begun. When perception becomes participation, the senses stop observing the world and begin shaping it. In the hush between your heartbeats, where all futures spark and spin, you walked the road of eons and you learned to start within. You crossed the gates of power, danced through shadow, tasted flame. You held the threads of destiny and whispered your own name. You battled doubt with courage, turned temptation into choice. You lost your way in silence, then returned to claim your voice. You knelt in front of time itself and didn't bow in fear. Instead, you breathed existence in and woke the dreamer here. For every trial carved your soul, each moment sharpened sight. You learned that growth is sacrifice and wisdom comes from night. You journeyed through the immortals, through the stars, the sea, the storm, until you saw the truth unveiled. You were the cosmic form. No tyrant crowned you victor, no priest declared you whole. It was the stillness of acceptance that restored the sovereign soul. For kings and gods and legends fall when ego takes the throne. But those who serve the greater will are never quite alone. You felt the tug of destiny and smiled instead of stayed. For mastery is gentle and eternity unafraid. You learned that life is humor, dressed in robes of grand design, and every cosmic secret ends with, all right, your turn this time. You faced the final challenge, not chaos, war, or wrath, but entropies, slow whisper, why continue on this path? And there you stood in twilight's edge, where endings all pretend, and simply chose to take one step, and that was not the end.